Now I know the information that I wish to share in this video is a little bit old, but in light of the fact that the Sonic the Hedgehog SXSW panel has been cancelled indefinitely, and we have received barely any information on the upcoming Sonic game, I believe that the topic I wish to discuss here is still relevant. So, with that being said, let's roll into the video. Hi, I'm Joshua. I'm a Sonic fan. I've been that way for my whole life. In fact, the very first video game I ever played was Sonic Heroes. Having said this, do you remember that post that was made on the Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter that was a thank you video? Remember how it had a thank you message hidden? A secret message hidden in the video? And how there were clues discovered in that video? Well, I did some note-taking on it, and I've been searching on YouTube and Google for pages and other people who have researched this video and the secret clues hidden in it to figure out its meaning and its interpretations. I've only found one person on YouTube who's discussed it, and nothing else. So I decided that I would discuss my thoughts on this video. Now keep in mind, this is just my opinion. I do not think this is accurate. It's only my thoughts. So what I'm going to do is I'll read the clues that were found, and then I'll just share my interpretations of them. So here we go. It began in 2015. A glimmer of a flame. Growing with each success. Enduring every challenge. Within this, my last puzzle. Remember the words, Ignis aurum probat, in parentheses, Latin for fire tests gold. This next chapter belongs to you. Those were all the lines found in the Twitter video. So how I'm going to interpret it is, I'm going to go through this line by line, and I'm going to discuss what I think each line means. So, the first line says, it began in 2015. I had to research this first line because I read somewhere that Sonic Mania began development in 2015. And I have no reason to suspect that this information might be incorrect. However, I don't think this is what this line is referring to altogether. I mean, it could be. But again, this is just my opinion. I believe this line kind of begins in such a way that it's kind of like a story, you know? How it says, like, it began on a stormy night. It began in a small town. That's how I see this line. It's more of a setting. Not like something was started, like a game was first developed in 2015. That's not how I see it. I see it as like some kind of event began in 2015 that will lead to the eventual release of whatever we're being teased with here. Let's go to the second line. A glimmer of a flame. Now, this one is a little interesting because, in my opinion, flame is a symbol. It represents, in my opinion, an idea. So when it says a glimmer of a flame, how I interpret it is it's a glimpse of an idea. A glimpse of something that could actually work to benefit the Sonic franchise. I mean, it could represent fire, but again, speculation. Third line, growing with each success. Okay, I have a couple interpretations for this. One, it either refers to the idea I was mentioning, growing with every success, meaning every test that it underwent and passed, or secondly, this is referring to the Sonic franchise as a whole, growing with every successful game that was developed, you know, like the Sonic Adventure games, Sonic Colors, the original Sonic games, Sonic Generations, can't leave that out, and Sonic Mania. I mean, yeah, I think the second possibility is more plausible, because it just doesn't make sense in my opinion when I try to fit the idea narrative into there. I mean, it's again still possible, But anyway, let's move on to the fourth line. Enduring every challenge. Again, this might refer to the Sonic Hedgehog franchise. Enduring every challenge as in their bad games, like Sonic 06, Sonic Spinball. No, not Sonic Spinball. What was that? What was that Mario Party thing? Sonic Shuffle. My bad. Sonic Boom, I think. Sonic 06 and Sonic Boom, I think, are the two main bad Sonic titles that people think of. Enduring every challenge, I think what they're trying to say here is that even in hard times, the Sonic franchise has remained strong, and I think this can be supported with such a loyal fan base that are filled with people such as I, who still hope that and know that the Sonic franchise can and will do better in the near future. Within this, my last puzzle, I think this is referring to all the clues that were featured in the thank you video altogether. What I think it's saying is, within all these lines is the last puzzle to figure out what the next Sonic game is. Remember the words is the sixth line, and in order to interpret this, I think we have to go to like the seventh line. So here's the seventh line: Ignis Aurum Probat, Latin for fire tests gold. Again, this might refer to all the trials that the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise has been through with all of its bad games. But this Latin phrase, I had to look it up. This Latin phrase refers to a person enduring adversity. So, if this line is supposed to represent a person, could it represent Sonic the Hedgehog as a character? Being changed somehow? That's a possibility. I would love to see that, though. I do think they need to change the voice actor for that. I've grown to conclude that the current voice actor, Roger Craig Smith, doesn't really add the kind of feeling that Sonic should have. That's free-spirited, helpful kind. It feels more like obnoxious. Anyway, last line. This next chapter belongs to you. Okay, this one, I think they're letting the player have more creative freedom. Kind of like the Avatar in Sonic Forces, where you can make your own character and you can give them whatever Wispon you want. And that allowed you to basically take whatever path you wanted within each level of the game. Now, if we take all these lines as a whole, what do they actually mean? Well, I've come up with two conclusions. And the first one is based off of an idea that I have seen floating around, especially on their website, Nintendo Life. This could refer to Sonic Mania 2. I've seen some people say. I, for one, do not think that. I think it refers to something much, much bigger. Here's what I mean. Could it be that these lines, in my opinion, could actually refer to an entire subgenre of Sonic games dedicated to classic Sonic? Because think about it. If there was an entire lineup of classic Sonic games, besides the modern ones, like we could have a classic Sonic game that's like new and it offers new stuff, and then we have like a modern Sonic game. Think about it. The classic fans would be satisfied on one hand, and the modern fans would be satisfied on the other. I mean, it would make sense, and I understand that this would please the fan base somewhat, but I also acknowledge that it could be costly. It could be very expensive to try such a daring and bold move, if I may say so myself. Okay, so in light of what the last line says, I wrote down that the other possibility is that Sonic Team makes a Sonic game that includes an element similar to Super Mario Maker, sort of like a level designer. You know how people who are Sonic fans usually create their own Sonic games? Well, this could be these whole clues, all these clues that I've read, could be referring to like a game where we are allowed to make whatever level we want, kind of like in Super Mario Maker, and we are allowed to play as whatever character we want. Something that Super Mario Maker doesn't have, because they only allow you to play as Mario and Luigi. That would be a good idea, except the inspiration would be a little obvious. Yeah, gotta admit that. Kind of like Sonic Lost World was. It was a little obvious that the level design was inspired by Super Mario Galaxy. But anyway, I also noted as I was preparing for this video yesterday, I noted that Sonic Team does place a heavy emphasis on its failures and its successes. And it got me thinking, what if Sonic Team wants to make up for those failures? Like, what if the next game that they're making is something that would just is like an apology gift for all the errors that they made in the past, like Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric, and Sonic 06, and Sonic R. They could be making a game that, you know, pardons out, so to speak, all the errors that they made in the past, and then you could just make up for it. Again, speculation, but I mean, it does sound like a stretch, but it's possible. As a whole, these lines are definitely optimistic. They definitely have a kind of hopeful, everything's going to be amazing in the future outlook. And I mean, I kind of shared that optimism after I played Sonic Generations. I was like, this is a great Sonic game. I think Sonic Team is going to be good in the future. And later in life, as I was playing Sonic Lost World, my mind kind of changed. I mean, the one thing that I don't want for the next modern Sonic game is for the addition of a classic Sonic. No, I'm not saying that they should not make a Sonic Mania sequel. I would be all for it. What I'm saying is, I don't want another game like Sonic Generations and Sonic Forces, even though I enjoyed that game. I just don't want. I don't want another a classic Sonic and a modern Sonic game, because it worked for Sonic Generations, and that's what made that game unique. Having classic Sonic and modern Sonic in the game while revisiting levels from past Sonic games, that's what made that game unique. It worked for that game, not necessarily for Sonic Forces. So in the next modern Sonic game, Sonic Team, if you're watching this, please do not include the classic Sonic. I know nostalgia makes you money as well as satisfies your fan base. You need to move past that. You need to move away from the nostalgia. Okay? What I want is an original, modern Sonic game. With original gameplay that nobody's thought of before. I know a lot of people are not going to be pleased with your end results. And that's fine. You're not going to please everyone. Just focus on making a good game that will respect the fan base, one, but also offer something new and exciting that fans will enjoy. So yeah, I don't know if these lines here from the thank you video that you put on Twitter, Sonic Team, are referring to a new game. I think they're referring to the new game. But, I mean, I don't know. To those of you who watched this video, what do you think of it? What do you think of all this information I've just divulged in the few minutes that I've spent here? Please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I would love to hear your take on this information. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you disagree with anything I said, please leave a thumbs down. This is a sincere request. Leave a thumbs down if you disagree. Leave a like if you actually agree with what I'm saying here. And if you want to support this channel, it would help if you please subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll be making more videos in the future, so look out for that. Take care, everyone.